Hi everyone, let's get started. The question I always ask, would you keep this starting hand? 2 money cards, 2 agendas, and a sand to score those 2 agendas. I said yes, I drew my first card, and great, it was another agenda. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea. Now, I am going to start my first turn with 0 ice. Well, that was a bit of a tactical move because I was against Andromeda. I knew that she wanted to play her cards from hand as opposed to running me. Of course, there was Account Siphon to worry about, but I took the risk, knowing that I have 13 credits, I should be able to get away with that. And what happened? Yeah, of course. She pulls 2 agendas from me, and I instantly react with a score of my own. Thankfully, Andromeda didn't score the all-important Astro script, so now I have the Astro script counter and a sand to start off with. Again, this is a very, very dangerous play that you should never ever attempt. But given my starting hand, this was, I suppose it was the most I could make out of it. So, in addition to getting lots and lots of free runs, Andromeda is also getting a lot of data cycle tokens, which means that most of my ice will be useless. So I need to keep that in mind while playing. Thankfully, she hasn't seemed to have drawn her Desperado yet, so she's not actually making a lot of money. She's just face checking a lot. Not say face checking. She's just digging through all my cards and seeing how many agendas she can pull out. So far, she's gotten a build, an assassination, and breaking news. That's 5 points. I'm on 3, and an Astro script counter with that. So now things are starting to stabilize a bit. I finally draw my first piece of ice. Can't believe it. This deck has a lot of ice. I mean, not a lot, but good enough. Around 16 at least, at the very least 16 pieces of ice. And this is the first piece of ice I draw. Thankfully, it's a toll booth, which stops Andromeda cold in tracks until she gets her York out at least. And of course, emergency shutdown. Annoying. And now all the credit lead that I promised early on is now gone. Thankfully, she hasn't really seen the need to trash my Sen yet. So as long as that is out there, I can still score agendas whenever I draw them. Andromeda continues raiding my HQ. She's probably seen every single card that has been through my hand already. Thankfully, she doesn't have Desperado. That's the key thing. I mean, I'm quite surprised with an opening hand of 9 cards. Surely there has to be a Desperado in there, but she didn't have it. And until now, it's already my 6th turn and no Desperado in sight. Now I secure HQ and I have 8 credits, just enough to rest the toll booth. Since the runner is now a match point with 5 points, I have to secure R&D. There's no question about that. Although I feel that the game is not over yet, it's far from over actually, because with a res Sen and Astro script counter out, it's still anyone's game. Really, it's still anyone's game. As long as R&D remains, oh wait, great. Another emergency shutdown. And I was down to 0 credits that turn, so I had to click for credits. Meanwhile, the runner continues pulling stuff out of my hand. Again, I had no worries at all because my hand was totally empty. And with 3 credits, I was able to celebrity gift back up to a decent amount of credits. In hindsight, if Andromeda had Account Siphon me earlier, I think I would be in a world of hurt right now. So yes, against criminals, or well, really against most runners, never ever leave your centrals unguarded after the first turn. You'll be really asking for trouble. I had nothing to do with my 3rd turn, so I installed the 2nd Sen. In case he trashes my first Sen and I draw agenda the next turn, at least I can still score it, provided I have enough credits. Once again, I think this is the third time I'm raising this toll booth. This time he's just bashing straight through it with his York and Data Sucker. Oh, he pulls a TGTBT. Now, tough decision for me. He's tagged. Do I trash the KT or the John Masanori? Oh man, tough choice, tough choice. I mean, money doesn't really mean much when you have 9 Data Sucker tokens. So I decided to trash the Masanori. Card draw is probably more important for Andromeda because she's searching for a Desperado, she's searching for a Sentry Breaker, she's searching for inside jobs and emergency shutdowns and forge activation orders. So I'm not gonna let her have any of that. John Masanori goes. You can have all the credits you want. I can't pull off any mid-seasons plays in this game anyway, so I don't need to establish a massive credit lead over her. And she doesn't have much need for the credits since she's running the Anarch Breaker suit, which is very cheap to run. So the game remains at stasis for a while as I continue to draw lots of non-agendas, which shouldn't be a surprise because my early game was so flooded with agendas. It was ridiculous. I didn't find much use for the Data Ravens this game. Sure, I could get rid of KT Jones, but above that, not much. This game isn't really about denying the runner credits or establishing a great credit lead. This game is about scoring agendas on Sensen. That's my only way to victory. Here I took a risk. I left the build in my hand for 1 turn. Hopefully he won't draw it. Finally the Desperado comes out and he searches archives. Thankfully I didn't discard any, or rather there were no agendas for me to discard, so he got a free run on archives. Saw nothing. And I scored the build, bringing the score up to, what's that, 5 to 6. If I pull out any agenda other than breaking news, I would win. No, I don't have dealer hands in this deck. Yep, any 2-pointer agenda would win me the game between the Res Sensen and the Astro script. Yeah, there it is. So that was a very straightforward, simple game. One of the faster games I've completed. I mean, this is supposed to be NBN Fast Advanced, but I find that most of my games were really draggy. This one went pretty well. I mean, the start was very rough and it could have easily gone his way had he been more lucky with his pulls, had he drawn more agendas. Honestly, with me opening with no eyes at all, I think I deserve to lose. But ultimately, I managed to recover. He didn't trash the Sense, and he didn't deny me that many credits. I mean, raising Tobu twice was a pain, but thankfully the celebrity gifts and the sweet weeks helped in restocking my bank of credits. So that's this game. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.